Ooh, spooky!
I'm fucking petrified.
Welcome everybody to the Dickie Dine Show.
How long have you been there?
Today we are going to be reading spooky stories. We went to Facebook
Yes.
and we asked y'all, give us your spooky stories. Before you say it, don't you dare write a comment in the comment section that says fucking the spookiest thing about this is fucking hairs. Fuck you.
Yeah, we already said it first. It's not gonna be funny.
Yeah, it's not gonna be
we
funny.
emailed your ass,
Yeah,
boy.
yeah.
We fucking emailed your ass.
shit.
B-Rabbit in the house. What's up?
This one is coming to you live
Saturday night, boys.
from Steve Hamilton. He says, my buddy and I were playing video games around 3 a.m. and he was talking about his uncle whom he claimed was possessed. He got emotional about it, and immediately the room went from about 75 degrees to 30 degrees. I feel like that would probably affect your body very harshly.
I feel like that would be a weird thing. Just like drastically like, oh god.
And he felt like the room was being compressed. We could hear scratching on the walls. At that point, we got up and bolted out of his apartment. We were going to take the elevator. As we opened the doors, the lights went out. We ran down the stairs and jumped in his car and drove to my house. As soon as we walked in my house, the feeling like I was being compressed vanished.
Were you at an audio engineer shop?
Are you sure that you
surrounded
just...
by compression?
Are you sure that you just didn't forget to pay the heating bill?
Or maybe your ears didn't pop yet, so you're just like, there's so much pressure.
Yeah, that's kind of scary though.
Yeah, that
I
just
mean,
sounds
if like,
spooky.
because I keep my house 75 degrees, right? I
Yeah,
like it a nice, cool 75.
The temperature change is it's creepy.
Yeah.
It's like that
if it
drastic.
suddenly right now went to 30, I'd be like,
Yeah, that's
some
45 degrees. That's
things
very
wrong.
drastic. So this one comes to us from Zach Story. When I was little, I saw this ghostly girl who stood in the corner of my room, not moving, just looked like she was breathing. One time I woke up in the middle of the night and saw her standing at the foot of my bed with an eviscerated man hanging next to her. I haven't seen anything like it since I moved out of the house. Might have been sleep paralysis, but either way, I was like 8 and it scared the shit out of me.
That's crazy.
That sounds awful. Like,
That's-
little girls
that's-
on their own are terrifying, but like, seeing
Yeah.
like a accomplice just
At
like,
the foot of your bed too, just like.
oh my god.
If I woke up and like opened my eyes and then there was just suddenly like
Like,
it doesn't matter
yeah.
if it was a kid, a guy, a girl, whatever, anyone standing
yeah,
there.
a person,
If
yeah.
it was you,
If my-
I would
if,
be like, oh god, for like a
if a
split
cup I
second.
know I didn't leave somewhere is out of place, like I wait because I live in a studio, so I wake up and I can see everything
Yeah,
immediately.
right.
If something's out of place, I'm like, there's someone in my house.
Right? Someone's gonna die.
Yeah, I can imagine actually seeing a person and be like, oh, this is it. Like, yeah, so that's the scariest thing I've ever seen. I can die now.
This one comes from Hans Hesberg. Says, from ages 15 to 16, I had a non-physical being walk across the bottom of my bed every evening. I could see the depressions in the sheets. My little sister Giselle can vouch for me. Let's hear it for the multiverse. This one's interesting because my mom has told me a story where she felt someone get in bed with her and throw the sheets over and then back, and she thought it was my dad, but it wasn't. He
weird.
was like out in the kitchen. Nighttime bed stuff.
Right, yeah.
I just couldn't
because it's
do
like your
that.
most vulnerable time. You're just like, oh, all of my guards are down,
Right.
and there's like, oh, there's shit near me.
Right, and it's dark, so you can't see.
Right.
And it's just like your mind starts playing tricks on you. Spoopy. Alright.
This is from Andrew. Is that Andrew?
Andre Morozov.
Andre Morozov. Right. I was walking to my homie's house in the middle of a snowstorm at night. Part of the route involved going off the country road, and partway through it, I hear, "Hey, come here. I can make you warm." So I just booked it and ran the rest of the way there as fast as I could.
I think it was you were being solicited.
Yeah, I think there might
for
have been a
sex.
prostitute.
Yeah.
It's like, hey. Or it's just like a really friendly
I can
person.
make you warm.
Just like has a fire and it's like, no, seriously, like I have a bunch of those hand warmers.
Right,
Come here.
he lost his voice.
Yeah, he's like, hey.
He lost his voice. So he's like, "Hey, I can make you warm."
Just trying to be nice.
Right.
Get the fuck away from me!
Yeah, seriously, just freak out. That's creepy though.
Snow stuff
That's
is creepy. It's
Yeah,
like a loss of vision and shit, and you're cold.
Dude, when I'm like walking in the dark in the snow, and like you kind of stop, you just kind of like looking around or whatever, and you hear like footprints.
You're
That's I hate
Yeah,
that
you're
shit.
like, okay, this is where I die.
Yeah, right. Like, who's out there? It's a spooky ghost. Lori Ann, she says, about 8 years ago when I was living in my old apartment, I parked my car in the lot and looked up at my window, and the lights came on. I walked into my apartment to every single light on, lamps, stovetop, and even the oven light. That night, laying in bed, facing the wall, my bedroom door opened, then closed a second later. I woke up that night about 4 a.m. to find my blankets neatly folded in the center of my bedroom with my 2 pillows sitting on top of it. Things like this happened the whole 18-month lease that I had.
Do you have a friendly squatter?
Yeah, dude, that
that's a legit thing that happens.
For real, that's
Did you have
what
a
I
crawl
would
space
be.
you didn't know about? You might have had a squatter in your house.
Seriously, that's happened.
Yeah, that's a legit
that's
thing.
Legitimately
well, especially because
happened.
that's a very human thing to do, is to just fold things and put them away. Like,
yeah,
I couldn't imagine something supernatural fucking with you on that level. Like,
right.
That seems a bit. It's like making your breakfast.
It's a neat ghost.
Yeah, exactly.
Know?
Yeah, like, could you imagine coming downstairs and there's just fully cooked breakfast, and you're just like.
You're right.
Thanks. Like
your frosted flakes are gone.
Yeah, you're just like,
what?
All right, that's weird.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's not really scary. Thanks.
Yeah, that's weird though, for sure. I would be like.
I'd definitely be concerned.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Did somebody make my stuff? Why'd you do that?
Do you have a girlfriend I don't know about? Like, what's going on?
Andrew Palmonka says, while doing my rounds in the lockdown dementia unit at my old job, I was going down the hall and looking in the rooms. As I looked into one room, I see a shadowy, cloaked figure at the foot of the bed, about 6 feet tall, hand on the footrest of the bed, and another hand holding what looked like to be a staff. I was walking and walked a bit past the room. When I went to get a quick second glance, it was gone. The figure was standing in front of died 2 weeks later. I would say, coincidence, but it happened again in a completely different hall with a man who died 2 weeks later as well. Freaky shit.
Interesting. That's some, like, supernatural, like,
right, like
where's Sam and Dean?
Yeah,
where are they at? We
like
need this guy gone.
It's the Grim Reaper. He's here to steal souls.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's odd.
Yeah.
I mean...
And the 2 week thing is weird, too.
Right.
Like, for both people. If it was, like, exactly 2 weeks, that'd be weird.
Creepy,
around 2 weeks is like,
Right.
But if it's exactly 2 weeks later, that's pretty creepy. I wouldn't fuck with that.
Yeah.
Jeff L.J. Rumpf says, around age 7, I was helping my mom sort through my crawl space. She's getting deep into the crawl space, and I am sorting the boxes after she gets them out. When I open a box and see a stack of about 5 fedoras, I'm on my hands and knees and I feel my mom over me and look up to see a sharp-dressed man in a fedora. Turns out, by the description I gave, it was my great-grandfather that had passed 5 years before I was born.
I honestly thought it was gonna be a troll.
You thought it was gonna be a meme.
I thought it was gonna end with like "Milady" or something.
Yeah, right.
Sorry about laughing at your dead grandpa. That wasn't my intent.
I thought he was gonna pull a sharp-dressed man.
Yeah, I thought
sharp-dressed man.
It sounded like it was going somewhere with that, but it's like, oh no, you just got scared by.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I actually a couple nights ago I had a dream about my grandfather who passed away when I was like 13, and I've never dreamt about him before in my life.
It's weird.
And it was weird.
It's
like
random.
And it was kind of fucked up too. It was really, really weird.
That's really odd.
But yeah, going back to this, like that's crazy. I mean, maybe his spirit was locked in the fedora.
Right.
You know,
thank you so much.
Put something in it and burn it.
Him in 5 fedoras for eternity.
Right.
This one comes from Steve Hamilton. It says, when my wife was about 12, she woke up and went downstairs to get a drink. She got to the living room and saw her mom sitting in a chair. She said, "Hi, Mom," and the person in the chair looked her in the eyes and then disappeared.
Wow.
Hi, Mom.
just like
melts.
vanishes.
Your mom just melts away.
Becomes fog.
Yeah,
That's
dude,
crazy.
I can't imagine how terrifying that would be.
See, the thing with like all this stuff is like I do and I don't. Like I want something like that to happen, and I kind of don't. But if it would happen to me, and I would be like 100% awake.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm awake. I know I'm not on any like drugs or anything like that. You know, and I see something like that. That's like proof that there's some type of supernatural shit.
I know, I got it.
You know, because you hear stories like obviously what we're talking about right now, but like,
you'll never
I've
be
never
able to
personally.
So no one, I'll never be able to experience what that's actually like until you see it yourself.
Exactly.
You know.
It comes from Lorianne. She says, "I don't remember it, but my mom's dad passed away when she was pregnant with my little sister, so he never met her. Apparently, when she was about 3, she used to wake up crying, saying, 'He's hurting me, he's pinching me.' And my brother and I used to..." I just got chills, dude. "And my brother and I used to say when he played with us that he'd pinch too hard. My mom said aloud, 'Be gentle, Dad,' and the next night my sister was laughing in her sleep, so he got to meet her after all." That's crazy.
Yeah.
The kids, man. It's
Right.
the kids. Because kids don't really, like, I mean...
Like, they don't have...
They don't really know how to lie. Like,
Right.
especially,
they don't have an
like,
incentive
3.
to lie, really. Like,
yeah, they don't.
Other than to stay out of trouble. But
exactly. And especially if she's, like, crying,
Mhm.
she's upset.
Right,
she's not
yeah.
lying about that. She's like, something's hurting me and pinching
Right.
me.
God.
Fuck that, man.
Dude,
I don't
that's
know.
fucking...
That's gnarly. I don't like that.
Okay, this one comes from Jen. Says, I had sleep paralysis once and I saw a little girl with a white poofy dress open my door and walk until she was out of view. And I couldn't turn around or say anything, so it made it all more disturbing. When I woke up that morning and I brought it up to my sister and my mom, they looked at each other and stayed quiet for a second. Turns out they've both seen the same little girl every time that they've had sleep paralysis as well. Shared sleep paralysis is odd.
Dude, I've had sleep paralysis once.
Dude, yeah,
and
same. It was
fucked up.
one of the most probably the single most terrifying things
Dude,
that ever
it's
happened to me.
so fucking scary.
Dude, we got home the other night to our apartment, and our door was just wide open. Not like the downstairs, like to our actual apartment. It was so fucking, like, I checked every room, like,
Jesus,
everything.
dude.
Nothing was stolen, nothing was moved.
And you live in, like, 100-year-old
Yeah,
house,
it's like a spooky
too.
house. But yeah, we got home, and the front door was just wide open. I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like,
Dude.
it's not an easy door to open, so it's not like, oh,
Right.
a gust open. Like, it's like you have to, like, pull it and, like,
Yeah.
open it. So I was like, okay.
That's the last one we're gonna do is from Seth Bowman, and he says, "I was 11, home alone at about 9 p.m. in a single-wide trailer we called home." I like how he's wording this like a story.
Right.
I'm in the kitchen sneaking sweets while mom's not home. Front door is located in the kitchen. It's got one of those small windows on it that you can't really see through with a weird textured yellow design. I'm standing there spacing out, eating cake, staring at the door. A hand presses up against the glass and slides down. I hear it, I see it. I open the door to see if it's one of my friends or my little brother or something. No one. It's dead silent outside, dark. I locked all the doors, grabbed my mom's stun gun, and sat on the couch watching MTV till my family got home. Edit. Yes, I cried. Fuck you, I was 11.
Yeah, I would have cried now. I'm a grown-ass person.
Yeah, for real, like...
That's scary. You see somebody's hand on your window and you go
Dude.
outside to see what it was and nobody's there and nobody's
Yeah.
owning up to it. You're like, okay, well, somebody did that.
Yeah, what would freak me out
something-
even more is, like, if it was, like, a person.
Right, yeah.
Because
It's like
people
some
are fucking
crazy
scary.
Yeah, I've seen The
you know?
Strangers. I know what happens.
Exactly.
People
like,
get nutty.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Nicky Nine Show.
If you want to see more spooky stories, let us know and we'll do more. And, yeah, you can check us out on the links below. And we appreciate your support.
Be sure to check out our links, check out our Patreon and all that good stuff. We'll see you guys later. Thank you. It's not part of the show anymore.
Later.